Hello, this is Photography Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, I'll be breaking down the photo mode in Hellblade on the PS4. I'll go through the settings, explain what they do, but let's have a look at the basic settings first. To enter the photo mode, you need to press down on the D-pad. The circle button will exit it if you didn't want to go in. X hides your UI, so that's if you want to take a screenshot. To take a screenshot, you need to use the share button on the PlayStation. L2 and R2 is craning, that raises the camera up or lowers the camera. That's good for changing perspective. And then L1 and R1 will switch between the menus that we're going to go into next. Right, a few menus to go through. So first one is movement. So the left stick and the right stick changes like move and look. So essentially that changes where your composition is, so you can move the camera around. Next tab is framing. We can zoom, which again goes in or out, how close. It's good if you want to just get really tight to the subject. Then we have roll, that's for a tilting sense of movement, a sense of action. Quite interesting in this game because there's a lot of surrealism. Then we have visibility, so we have Senhua's visibility and the enemy's visibility. Do you want them both in the image, or do you just want to do a landscape? The options are there. Next tab, focus, so we have aperture, low blur, high clear. That's what I've written here. Again, the lower the setting, the more blur, the higher the setting, the more clarity in the image. Then we have exposure, which raises the lighter areas, not so much on the shadows. And then focal distance. Focal distance is where is the focus going to begin. So aperture and focal distance are interlinked really. They should be next to each other because they are connected. Next tab, grading. So we've got type of grading and we've got the intensity of the grading. So the grading is an effect that you can add to the image. Some nice options here actually, and the intensity, again, if it's too severe you can just drop it down a notch just to sort of give it a bit more of a balance with the image you're looking at. Then we have vignettes, vignette type and intensity 1 and 2. So a vignette is a shadowy border around the image with the intent to draw your eye into the center of the photo, because if the borders are dark, you're not going to look there, are you? You're going to look into the lightness. And the last tab is effects. So we've got effects and the intensity 1 and 2. So there's lots of different effects here. I'm not going to go into all of them, but there's plenty of nice features here that you can add to your image just to create lots of pop art, creative type of images. Really good options. That's one thing about this photo mode that I like. Really good artistic options. Very in keeping with the kind of style of the game. It's very unique and very kind of thought-provoking as well. Okay, so that is the mode. Personally, I think it's a very good mode, and it's very good for people who with artistic qualities, who want to make really interesting kind of artistic images, not just photos, but pop art type of things with filters and the like. I mean, maybe the basic settings could have been better, but I think overall it's very good. I'd give it an 8 out of 10, I'd say. Very good photo mode. Right, we're going to have a look at a couple of shots I've taken. So here's one, for example. So what have we got? Nice silhouette, bright, using these interesting overlays, filters. You see how it's just like very unusual and surreal and lots of color. And again, there's not much else in the image. Without those filters, wouldn't really be much to look at, but that's a good example of using that kind of pop art stuff. Slightly more basic shot here, just a silhouette, again using the light source, using probably a bit of definition in the contrast and stuff like that. Tilting it a bit because there's a sense of movement. You see what I mean? It has a nice natural feel to it. I did other photos, but you know, that's just a gist of what you can do. Thank you for watching. I hope the video has been useful. I hope the settings were clearer now, and enjoy the photo mode. Very good game. Really enjoyed it. Would love to play again, but it's kind of one and done game, but photo mode, very nice indeed. This is Photography Gamer signing off. Thank you.